it's Lindsay and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought it would be nice to look back on 2019 and overall reflect on what lessons I have learned this year. As I've mentioned before, 2019 was probably my best and most productive writing year yet. But at the same time, I was really unhealthy with my obsessive productivity drive, and it negatively impacted my health. So some of these lessons I've learned are going to be nice and positive. Some are going to be a little bit more like, okay girl, get it together for next year. But overall, I thought I would share the 5 lessons I've learned. Number 1, and probably the theme of 2019, is obsessive productivity equals burnout. Don't do it. Stop the negative, toxic thinking about work and productivity and constantly striving for greatness. Just stop that before it gets out of hand, because your girl didn't, and now I'm in a predicament, okay? Actually just uploaded an entire video discussing this whole thing. If you want to check it out, I will link it up and down below, and you can commiserate with me. Lesson number 2 kind of stems from that, but that is, it is okay to take more than a week off as a break, and sometimes, Lindsay, girl, you need it. I have learned that taking breaks is just as important as those stints of long periods of time, of immersion, of being in your world, of working. They are equally important, and while maybe you don't need as many breaks as you need working, you still need to relax and refill the well to be able to move on and write great things. While I might have known this, it didn't mean I was implementing this. Lesson number 3 is a little bit more happy, and that is, Lindsay girl, you can write different kinds of stories. You can write different genres, you can write different age categories, you can do it. It took me until this year to figure it out because I wasn't even sure if I could write a middle grade because I had never done it. But I had also never written a YA until I wrote a YA. For some reason, I knew I wanted to write this middle grade, The Glass Witch, but I was terrified to do it because I just thought it would be awful because I am a young adult dark fantasy writer, and how does one go from young adult dark fantasy to writing cutesy happy middle grade, you ask? Well, I do plan to actually make a video on that entire topic, which I think would be very interesting because I know a lot of us are doing the whole transition thing from YA to middle grade. That's another story. But basically the idea is you never know until you try. I never knew until I tried it, and I found out it worked great. And in fact, my middle grade writing process was so much clearer, so much easier. The feedback I got on that book was a lot more, this is closer to being a finished product than the feedback I got on my YA book, which needed a lot of work when I started getting feedback on that for the first time. But I can do it, and that's such a good feeling to know that you're not trapped in one category or one age group. It's just wonderful. Number 4 is a really interesting thing I learned this year that I don't think a lot of newer writers to the community would know about. But really, the safest bet for you if you are entering the traditional publishing route is to make friends, because a lot of the knowledge about shady agents or predatory editors or just like bad people in general come from word of mouth. And yes, I'm basically giving you the right and the okay to gossip. Unfortunately, because traditional publishing, especially in kidlit, is so small, no one can really speak out about the bad things and the bad people and like all of the shady things going on. So really the only way to protect yourself is to talk to people. And like, if you have a bad situation with someone, let someone else know, especially if it was like serious, like predatory. Please tell people so other people are aware. I feel like I was able to cater my agent and editor wish lists for my querying journey because I knew people who knew people who knew people, and we all kind of talk and we all help each other out. And this isn't only about like predatory situations. This is just about, oh, I've heard this person really likes this type of book, you should send it to them type thing. So make friends, be respectful, and if you know of some bad things going on, help a brother or sister out, you know? Like, in all seriousness, there are some people that I know that got out of bad situations before it was too late just because they heard things. And again, it's such a, oh gosh, it sounds so like shady gossip, but like, you have to protect yourself. I'm giving you permission to know things and share information that could potentially help other people. And I didn't know this was really such a thing until I started making friends and learning things. So The more you know, basically, is the lesson I have learned. And number 5, probably my favorite lesson that I have learned this year, is that the writing community and the friends that you can make on AuthorTube are invaluable. When I first started making AuthorTube videos, I was in my own little square. I didn't really comment on other people's videos. I watched other people, but I was too shy. I didn't want to be annoying, so I didn't comment. But at the beginning of this year, maybe early last year, I started like reaching out, being like, hey, I love this video. You should be my friend. And now I have real friends, like genuine friends, people that I could like talk about like hard hitting situations with. Like we text every day. Like I found my group of people, and I'm so forever grateful for all of you out there that make videos that are my friends now, or even some of you guys who just leave comments. Like, I've made friends by people leaving comments and they don't have their own channels or anything. They're just constantly so sweet and so uplifting that I'm like, hey, I want to be surrounded by this positivity all the time. Like, DM me, girl, what's up? But anyways, those are the 5 lessons that I have learned this year writing in 2019. Let me know down in the comments what are some of the lessons that you've learned this year. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!